Hi guys, so today I wanted to make a video on some YouTube beginner tips and how I got monetized, because we're all in quarantine, we all have a lot of free time, and then it's also summer, which is also a very common time for people to start their YouTube channels. And I've always wanted to make a video on this, but I had to wait until I got monetized and could actually give tips about this. So that is why I'm doing this video right now. So I'm just gonna open my script because I actually did write down what I wanted to say. I'll give you some of my backgrounds for my channel. I started my channel initially for my Patreon. If you didn't know, I have an art Instagram account, and for that account I have a Patreon for people who want to see behind the scenes stuff, and I experimented with different tiers and different rewards. So I actually did upload a video of a Q&A and how I draw. Usually I first made the video for the art account, and those videos are obviously like unlisted because they're for my patrons only, so you cannot see it unless you become my Patreon. The first actual public video I made was how I made my stickers, which is still up, but I don't recommend it. And I uploaded it on November 25th, 2019, so last year. It did pretty well because I already had an Instagram following. I believe at the time I had maybe around maybe 8k to 10k. I was waiting until I had an audience so it would be easier to build. But don't worry if you don't already have an audience. If you have friends, if you can share it with your family, it's already a very good place to start. And even if you don't, you can make some videos that are like topic based, like K-pop or art or a fandom that you're a part of, and then you're already automatically a part of a community that will make you easier to find. So don't worry if you don't already have a fan base. Then for the following 2 months, I uploaded 2 videos per month, which is not good. And then I uploaded more regularly on January because it was one of my New Year's resolutions. And then I even uploaded 8 videos on February. Also now I upload more regularly. I usually upload maybe 2 videos per week, but they're kind of short. First of all, we're gonna talk about the criteria. So first of all, if you're interested, most of y'all are probably interested in how to get monetized. So the threshold is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours, which means you have to have 1,000 subscribers, obviously, and then you also have to have 4,000 public watch hours in 1 year. So you have to have those hours. Actually, if you convert the watch hours into minutes, that's quite a lot of time, and YouTube says why it counts your public watch hour is to make sure you're an active channel putting out content regularly. And it might seem like a huge milestone at first, but it is not as hard to reach as you think, so you have to believe in yourself. So I'm gonna give you some of my milestones to maybe give you a frame of how fast my channel grew. This is obviously gonna be different for each person, each channel, but when I was trying to grow my channel, I always thought it would be nice to have kind of framework of reference of how I was doing. So here you go. So, but don't look at this too critically because obviously everyone is different. On December 13th, 2019, I hit my first 100 subscribers. By then I had 3 public videos uploaded, and it has been 18 days since my first upload. And then on the 18th of February 2020, I hit my first 500 subscribers. I had 11 videos uploaded, and it has been 85 days since my first upload. And then in March 26th, 2020, I hit my first 1,000 subscribers, and I had 16 videos uploaded, and it has been 102 days since my first upload. So I actually already reached the first criteria of being monetized after 102 days since my first upload, which is quite fast. But I remember I still had a long way to go until I was able to reach the 4,000 public watch hour, because it was hard. Because if you watch the video, you click into the video, it counts as 1 view, so the view could be high even if people didn't watch through the entire video. But your watch hour can only be gained by people actually watching your video, because it is counted by how many minutes and therefore hours of people watching your video. So if people click off really fast, you're not gonna have a lot of public watch hours. So that's kind of hard. So as I said before, I reached my 1,000 subscribers after 102 days since my first upload. upload, and then I reached my 4,000 public watch hour, 20 videos in, and 146 days since my first upload. So the reason why I was able to reach this goal very quickly is because I had a video that sort of blew up. It got a lot of views. Well, not a lot, but on my scale, it was a lot. It was a What's on My iPhone video, and I will get into this later, but I relatively got to this goal quick without a lot of videos, and I watched a lot of videos on monetization and stuff, and a lot of people actually say they took years to publish content regularly in order to reach this goal. It is definitely possible to get it in a shorter amount of time. A lot of people have gotten the requirements in a shorter amount of time than I have, so I do think growing fast on YouTube is a possibility. So I only say this because 4,000 watch hours really seems really intimidating at first. So I want you guys to know that it is not impossible to reach, and the only thing you have to do is to be consistent and make engaging content. I have to walk you guys through the process. So after you are able to monetize your channel, you can go to this monetization thing, and then you'll see 2 gauges that counts your subscribers and watch hours, and then when you fulfill them, you can sign up for an AdSense account. But you can also set up an AdSense account prior to that, and then you're gonna have to link it. Linking it takes a few days, and then they're also gonna take a few days to a few weeks to review your channel to see if it's suitable for advertisers. If you have relatively less videos, it will take a shorter amount of time, obviously, because they will take less time to review it. So my linking process actually didn't take that long because I only had 20 videos that weren't super long. The linking and reviewing actually differs from each channel, and it also depends on the number of channels that are applying for reviews. So if you're in a specific time period where a lot of people are suddenly getting a lot of views and getting approved, it's gonna take a longer time for them to go through your account because there's just a lot of people applying. Now we're gonna get into some tips on how to grow your channel and how to get more people to look at your account, because the hardest part of having a channel, I think, is maybe it's getting noticed, because you always see these channels with very good content that are barely getting any views, and it's heartbreaking. You always see comments like, this channel is so underrated, and there are ways to like go around that and get your stuff out there. I want to introduce you to 2 things. One of them is SEO and one of them is thumbnails. So what is SEO? Let's see, what is SEO meaning? It is short for search engine optimization. What that means is if you're going on Google, you're going on Bing, you're going on YouTube to search something, for example, like what's on my iPhone.
I explained this poorly in the A-roll, so I'll explain it again. It's essentially adding tags and descriptions to your content so that search engines can look for your content in a sea of content with the same title, with the same theme, so that when people search for that specific theme, your content will rank higher. Your search will show up in the first page of Google, for example, or it will show up on the top 3 of your YouTube search results, for example.
It is the way you optimize your content on how it shows up in the search engine.
So for example, creator A makes a really high quality video, but they didn't do SEO well, and creator B did a really good video and they did the SEO well. Obviously, creator B is gonna get a lot more views and watch time and recognition because it was seen by more people, and this has nothing to do with their content. It just has to do with how their content is being seen and how it's more accessible.
I understand that it could be unfair, it could seem unfair, but if you think about it, you're putting out content for people to consume, and things that people consume, like goods, services, has always been about packaging and promotion. So what's the difference with YouTube videos? So you have to package it well, you have to do the SEO well so people can search you up. More people who didn't know you before will get to know you. That's what's important. And then thumbnails is the most important thing, because
so why thumbnail is important is because when you view YouTube in the home page or in the browse page or in the subscription page, you only look at the thumbnail and the title. YouTube is essentially a very visual platform, and people judge whether they should watch your video based on your thumbnail, and it is supposed to give them all the information they need to decide whether they should watch their video and whether your video is worth their time. So it is very important for you to match your thumbnail with your content and the genre, the niche you're going for, so that people do actually get what they're looking for, and so that the YouTube algorithm will recommend your video to more similar people who would want to watch the same content. Videos with more specific thumbnails would have a lower view count but higher watch time and a higher like to dislike ratio because they have a niche content, they have a more specific audience. But if your thumbnail is really generic, people might not know what to expect, or they might already have an expectation but was disappointed when they clicked into it, so the watch time might be low and you might get a lot of dislikes despite getting a lot more views. So you have to balance which one you want. Generally suggest just be honest to your content and be specific.
But I have to admit, in the various genres of YouTube videos, there are definitely different genres of thumbnails too. Like you look at PewDiePie and his like meme-ish thumbnails, and you look at all the kids channels with all their neon colors and saturation, and then you look at all the aesthetic side of YouTube and they're very simplistic one-line caption thumbnails, and they all get clicks. And why is that? It's because their target audience is different. So when you make your thumbnail, you have to relate it to your audience. If you're making a funny video, don't make an aesthetic thumbnail. If you're making an aesthetic video, don't make a funny meme thumbnail, or else even if people click into it, they would be expecting different things from you and they would click off. Thumbnails are important. So another thing is that people might think I got a huge head start because I already had an Instagram following before starting my YouTube channel, but that is not true, because according to my analytics, okay, reach traffic source types, a lot of them are actually from the browse features and YouTube search, and then others is 5.3%. And even here, traffic source external from Instagram is only 58.2% of 0.4 of my total percentage of my traffic. So people from my Instagram don't actually subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I was bitter about it, but whatever. So as you can see from my analytics, people who came from my Instagram are very few. Those very few people who are from Instagram, you're a real one. So people who look for me from my Instagram are extremely few, maybe less than 100, but this is already a great start, so I'm not grateful for it, but it's not a huge head start. Another tip is to make content that doesn't require people to know who you are to watch. So I already spoke on this before, but if you're gonna make a lot of personal content when people don't know you, it's not gonna work. But if people don't know you at all, unless your story is really interesting, people are not likely to click on your video. This again differs from time to time because from different sides of the YouTube community. If you're making very aesthetic vlogs, I realize people don't actually care who you are as long as your video is aesthetic. Yeah, but if you're making a very personality based channel like Emma Chamberlain, you really need to get your personality out there first. You can make very personalized content, don't get me wrong, but just the way that you're promoting needs to let people know who you are by the way of promoting. Don't just assume everyone knows you, because they don't yet. So my channel grew faster at the start of 2020 because I uploaded a Korea vlog, and vlogs are typically quite personalized content, but because it was a travel vlog and people who want to travel to Korea might want to watch a bunch of vlogs before traveling to Korea, as I did too, so it was not categorized into the personal category. It was a kind of like travel guide category, so more people watched it because they didn't need to know who I was. So this is a good kind of content to get started with if you do want to start YouTube. Another good video idea is a what's on my iPhone video. If you make a good thumbnail of a what's on my iPhone video, it's gonna blow up. What? What's on my iPhone video? It doesn't require people to know you that well. It doesn't really matter what your content is. Well, I guess it does, because you can do a K-pop version, you can do a productivity version, you can do a very tech-y version, like for example all the apps for your home appliances, smart home stuff. You can do student version, whatever. It doesn't require people to know you all that well, but also you can also add a little bit of your personality in there, like the K-pop one, and then from there build a a fan base, which is not a fan base necessarily, but a community. It is a common, very, very common way for channels to gain popularity or gain more subscribers. So that is where I got most of my watch hours from. So let me show you in my videos. We're gonna go to the What's on My iPhone one. It has now 122,000 views, which is mind-blowing to me, and it's still getting views. And in total, it got me 4.1k watch hours. But we're gonna see overall how many watch hour we got in a lifetime. We only got 7.5. If it wasn't for that video, if I didn't make that video, I wouldn't be monetized still. When you're small, you're probably gonna take either a lot of videos or a video that blows up, and you're gonna take the smart route and make a video that blows up. So just make some videos that you notice are popular and easy for consumption, you know? That's what it's all about. And after that video, not a lot of the videos I made were super outstanding. I had a few that was above 1,000 views. I had the tattoo one, I had a what's in my bag one, another popular video genre, and then we have another iPhone one, which is surprisingly a popular genre side of YouTube. And then I have a productivity in my day, and then I decorate our phones, again my phone, and then we didn't get any good views until Get Productive with Me and Journal with Me. And then I also did a second What's on My iPhone, and then I'm uploading mini vlogs, which are also doing pretty well considering I didn't upload them for a very long time. So there you have it. Some video topics do get more love. If you're looking to grow your channel and you don't particularly want to do these kinds of videos, of course you can do that. There are a lot of these kinds of videos that gets a lot of views. Typically it is easy for you to get started with those kinds of videos, so pay attention to what types of videos that appear in your suggestions, comment frequently, and then you can find a way to make those videos topics your own, and then you will. So in conclusion, you have to show your personality through generic topic videos and attract new people in that way, because only in that way will people start to get to know you. Because when you're starting out, the most important thing is attracting new people. Then another thing I really want to talk about is the importance of sharing your videos to people. A lot of people who start YouTube might be ashamed or embarrassed, not ashamed, embarrassed to share those videos to others or let others see them. But I actually didn't have a lot of these worries because I act the same on camera and off camera. The only difference is I speak only English on camera if I'm making a video like this, but if I'm making a vlog, I obviously also speak in Cantonese because people around me make it. So I'm not really that worried about any judgment, but I obviously understand if you have worries of this sort, because sometimes the problem doesn't lie in you, it lies in other people. For example, if you have really shitty friends or family. Why? Why? Mẹ係咪好大包㗎? What? If your friends are really shitty and if they laugh at you, or if your family laughs at you, obviously it's okay to not share. I'm not like shaming you. I'm not shaming you for not sharing your channel because everyone has their own reasons. But if you do have friends you can share this to, or if you do have a little community you can share your videos to, it would be really, really nice for you to kick off your channel, kickstart your channel. But if you don't, as I said before, you can always go into like join these other little communities that share the same interests as you. For example, if you're a daily vlogger or if you're a daily lifestyle YouTuber, there are plenty of like Facebook or Instagram groups for you to join that people who are doing the same things as you are looking for friends just like you, so y'all can support each other from that. I've never joined those groups because I'm scared of talking to people, but I've heard it is a really supportive community, so please don't be afraid to make friends, share your channel to either people you already know or don't know yet, vigorously promote it, be shameless about your content because you should be proud of your content. Segue to my other point is that always make sure that you're proud of what you're making. When you're in the video making YouTuber mode, you get pressured by the deadlines and then you want to push out a video as soon as you can. I am definitely a victim of this thought, and I have definitely put out videos that I'm not happy with just because I wanted to meet a deadline. So what I would try to measure how good a video is when I show it to my family, because when my video premieres, I usually watch it with my family if we remember. So if I show it with my family, I don't feel embarrassed and I'm actually proud of it, and then I will know that is a good video. So if I had a video like that and I am not ashamed or embarrassed to show my friends or parents, it would be a good video. But as I said before, some friends and some family members are shitty, so that should not be your only metric to measure how good your video is. Another good metric to measure how good your video is to rewatch it a few times and see if you get on your phone or get distracted, because a video needs to be engaging and entertaining if you're gonna want people to watch it and be engaged to the video. So watch it a few times and see if you drift off at any point and make a note of it, and then maybe edit it to make it better or cut it. And then obviously another tip that could subtly make your videos better is to subtitle your videos into different languages so that people can watch it. But I obviously understand not a ton of people know a lot of languages, but that's just what I realized. I actually have this Chrome extension installed called vidiq, which is free to use, but some features are paid features. And what it does, let me show you in my most recent video, is that it shows you when you upload a video, it shows you the upload time, the most optimal upload time, and then you also have a key search term. So for example, it is a birthday vlog, and we're gonna see how it ranks in the search results, SEO. So you can see it ranks at number 2. Definitely this is gonna differ from person to person, because based on the typical videos and channel you watch, the search result will differ. But this is a good way to see how good you've done your SEO, how well you've done. Oh my god, how well you've done. So they also have this compare thumbnail thing. You can compare it compared to how it looks in the searches. So if you've made multiple thumbnails, you can take a look. And then the most amazing thing is that they can add these tags automatically for you. So what you're gonna do is press keyword inspector, and then you're maybe gonna want to be search for daily vlogs, and then you can add daily vlog, and then you have all these suggested tags to add into your video to tag it better. So obviously you want to tag as close to the word limit as possible. So that is one of my biggest tips on how to optimize your SEO. This is very important because you want people to actually see what you're making when you're making good content, or else what good is making the good content.
I forgot to mention one thing that irks me a lot as a viewer is when the person who edits the video doesn't edit out the breathing or the errors when they speak. 1 or 2 would be fine, but if there's a lot, it annoys me and then I click off. So that might be a good note when you're trying to edit videos, because I actually watch a lot of beginner YouTube channels and they often have this mistake, or they just don't think it makes a big difference, but it does make a big difference in how fluid your video is and how smooth it goes and how your viewers enjoy your video. So a general advice would be just to pay attention to what kind of content you enjoy and view it in a more technical way, so you can try to adjust your content according to what you like, so you attract people who also like what you like.
Also, some technicalities. I wouldn't say you would need very expensive equipment, even though if you look at my description you can check out my equipment. Even though my equipments are not cheap, I sometimes also film with my iPhone 11, but honestly any smartphone now would be good enough. If you're filming, I honestly think the lighting, color grading, and framing is the most important, and you can get all these very well done even with a very cheap camera or just your smartphone. So please don't worry if you have to purchase or invest in a very expensive camera or camera camera equipment or microphone or lighting, backdrop even when you're starting out, because that is definitely not necessary. I've seen a ton of channels that start out with iPhones and they do just fine. Please don't worry about that. So that's all the tips I have on the top of my head. If I have more, I'll probably film more when I edit, but that's all I have. So these are my very general tips on how to start YouTube and some of my monetization journey and tips. If you want me to do a deeper analysis into monetization and how to grow a YouTube channel separately in a longer video, I could definitely do that if you want it. So just leave a comment below and I'll see you next time. Clouds, turn off.